right, we transition from the pool out to the field where Maddie Ray will join us. Maddie, we're ready? Let's do it. Time to talk some women's lacrosse as we get ready for the 2022 season. Maddie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us for a little bit.
Thank you for having me.
This is kind of a fun time of year because there's all this pent-up excitement about everything you've done training throughout the fall and the winter. Considering what you guys have been through with all the COVID cancellations and you know, not really sure what was going to come of last year. Obviously, 2 years ago, there was even more uncertainty. Give us an idea where the team is at mentally right now, going into a year that we certainly anticipate is going to look a little more normal.
Yeah. I think the team right now mentally, our team is really young and they're really hungry. A lot of them have lost senior seasons in high school, and, you know, some of our players have lost some really integral years for building, their confidence on the field and their knowledge on the field. So I think a lot of our team is really hungry going into this season to be able to build on what they have from previous years and what they want to continue to build on.
I know this was not the first stop for you on your college journey, but it's obviously a stop that seems to be meaningful for you because
Yes.
you've chosen to make this your home here. Give us an idea of where Maddie was as a senior in high school at Revere, choosing to go play Division I lacrosse at St. Francis, and then making the decision that coming closer to home was a better fit for you.
Out of high school, I was really, I'll use the word hungry again. I was hungry to continue growing my knowledge of lacrosse and my skill level. So I thought that going D1 is what was going to put me there. And I found that it just wasn't where I was at, the school. It just wasn't the right fit for me. And initially, I was choosing between Baldwin Wallace and St. Francis. And so I came back here, and I've found that being here, and I really have made it my home. I mean, I'm here for a 5th year, so I found that I've just learned so much more here as being a person, not just a player. And my coach and my teammates have really helped me grow on that. So being here, this really is my home, and the team that I have is really my family. So I'm glad I'm here.
We're glad you're here too. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Nicole Shoger. Obviously, when you make the decision to transfer, you know, the relationship you can build with a coach becomes a cornerstone of that decision. And obviously, Nicole has placed a lot of trust and faith in you because you're certainly one of the leaders on the team. I would just love to hear more about your relationship with her.
Yeah, so when I was being recruited, I was recruited by the coach prior to her, so I didn't really know Coach Nicole. I just kind of came here, and I was like, hey, I really would like to come to BW. And she was like, sure, we'd love to have you. So from there, it took a lot to build my relationship with her. I came in really heavy, really aggressive, and she really, I think, taught me more on how to grow as a young lady. And for me, that is so much more valuable than anything on the field because I really have looked to her as such a great role model as, I'm growing and moving from college to the real world. She's definitely been like a huge stepping stone for me and giving me such good, someone to really look up to in the world. And on the field, she has been really good at leading me in the right direction. Like I said, I came in crazy, so she's really been able to help me harness certain things that I can offer to a team and really kind of kept me on the right path with that.
Let's focus on the season. You guys finally start on Saturday.
Yes.
And I'm sure, obviously, there's excitement for the season to start, but again, with all of the build-up, with maybe a frustrating year last year with just a whole bunch of things that never seemed to go right.
Right.
You get a fresh, clean slate, clean start. What's the prognosis here as we get ready for the season?
We're very, very excited for this season. Our team is young. Our team is very, very hardworking. So I think that it's going to be a very hard-fought year. We have a lot of competition. The OAC in the past couple years has gotten a lot more competitive than it has in the past years for us in the world of lacrosse. So I think it's going to be all hard-fought battles. But we're very excited for this season, and I think that we have a lot pushing for us this season that we've built on from last year being the year that it was. A lot of things didn't go our way, but I think we've learned to turn that into positives. So I think that this year we're hungry.
Love to hear that. Yellow Jackets get started on Saturday. They've got the Colonels from Center College coming up Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. In fact, the first 3 games of the year are all at home for BW. The following Saturday, the Gators from Allegheny will be in town, and the Jackets will host Oberlin before they hit the road for Colorado. A chance to play RPI and Colorado College in March on a spring break trip. What are you most looking forward to in that trip?
Boston College is going to be there, and my idol is Charlotte North. She's an insane player with a huge power shot, and she's going to be in Denver, and we're going to be able to watch them play. I'm so excited. I'm going to be fangirling.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's not the direction I thought you were going to take it. Very, very cool. It's kind of fun. You get a chance to go out to a place that, doesn't have a whole lot of Division III college athletics. I mean,
right.
The vast majority of D3 schools are east of the Mississippi River. So a unique experience to go out somewhere like that. But obviously Denver is a lacrosse hotbed, and Boston College has got a heck of a program.
Yeah.
That's very, very cool. I'm curious how much you guys as a team watch, the highest level of competition. I realize you played at Division I, so maybe it might be a bit different for you. But do your teammates, are they in tune with the schools in the Big Ten or the ACC, and how do you digest what you see elsewhere and try to make it your own?
Our team is very we're all lacrosse lovers, and I live in a house off campus with 5 of my teammates, and we will have watch parties for different Boston College. They played Northwestern this weekend. We watched it on the bus to our play day this weekend, but we'll have the team over and watch those big games. And our coach will take snippets of different games at those high levels, and she will kind of slow it down for us and show us what she wants certain things on the field to look like, so we can put into play higher level skills and just the ball movement and the lacrosse IQ, stuff like that. We take parts of big programs like Syracuse, Boston College, stuff like that. We look at their plays and we try and incorporate it in what we have as a team right now.
You have the unique perspective of having been on both sides of that coin, where the rest of your team hasn't. Is it just the speed of the game as a difference, or is there a difference in the physicality? Is any of it strategy? Where are the biggest differences between what you see in competition here and what the highest levels of the amateur game look like?
Yeah, I think it just depends on where you're at. I think a lot of it is fast-paced, because when you're at such a high level like D1, they expect you to come in well-polished when it comes to your stick skills and your knowledge and things like that. And when you're at D3s or D2s, it's not, the expectations aren't necessarily there, and those programs will work with you and try and build you into that player. Whereas I think D1, I was expected to be something when I was there right off the rip. And here at Baldwin-Wallace, we're very much a program that we want improvements being made, and we want to grow the players on the field and off the field. And I think that that's a big difference, is when you're up at that level, I don't want to say there's no growth. That's not what I mean, but you are already at that level and you're expected to be at that level all the time.
So how has this current situation made you happier?
It's not, I would say, the play. It's the family that I've made at BW, the team. I have lifelong friends that I just never think I would have made those connections anywhere else. When you're at a higher level, a lot of it is, your life is lacrosse. Here, a lot of it is lacrosse, but the majority of it is you as a person and the connections you can make and the relationships and friendships that you can sustain over time. And that's just invaluable to me, I think.
There's been a noticeable change in Baldwin Wallace athletics energy and enthusiasm this school year. And I don't know if there's any one specific thing you can point to. I can think of several off the top of my head, and obviously the biggest of them is coming out of COVID, right?
Yeah.
Being able to support your friends and friends that play other sports, just some different initiatives within the athletic department. But I bring it up because I think the student athlete support for other sports out of your season has been really cool to watch. It feels like it's been more important this year.
Yeah.
I'm curious what you guys are hopeful for when you start playing games at home to see fall and winter sports teams out supporting you guys.
Well, look, our games are real cold, so I don't put too much pressure on my friends on other teams to come support us because it's really cold. But obviously that support is really cherished. I mean, like when we're on a hot streak and you can see it in the fans and in the stands and our peers cheering us on and getting us hype, it changes the mood of the team, and I think it really kind of lets that intense feeling ride more consistently in a game than if we don't have other people cheering us on and we rely internally on that. So I really hope that they're there. I really hope they come to support, but again, it's really cold, so they would have to bundle up.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Before we let you go, I guess maybe a little bit more about your academics. I understand you are a biology major. Is that still true?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
It's a tough major. A lot of lab work, a lot of things going on.
Yeah, it's been a very labor-intensive major, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. I've learned so much just being in a bio major. I know there are some majors that are a little bit more narrowed down within. Biology is kind of like an umbrella thing. So I got to test out a lot of different things. I did microbiology and I did genetics, but then on the flip side, I also did botany and natural history of invertebrates. So I worked with plants and bugs. So honestly, it's just been so cool. It's really opened my eyes to what I want to do as a career. And I've been surrounded by some of the smartest people I've ever known, which is so cool.
You willing to share with us some of those career goals?
I'm
not nailing you to the wall here,
yeah, right?
but
So specifically, I was thinking about genetics. I really love genetics, and I really liked microbiology and molecular. So I, was looking into career paths in genetics and genetic research. And then kind of on the flip side, still kind of staying in biology, but I wanted to do pharmaceutical sales or medical device sales. My minor is in sports medicine, so staying with athletes and just kind of staying in orthopedics, that would be also ideal for me as well.
What an awesome combination.
Yeah.
Very cool. I think one of the things that's really unique about Division III athletics is how, as a student athlete, you're kind of supported in that order, as a student and then as an athlete.
Yes.
And I really have appreciated what Baldwin Wallace has done to prioritize that.
Yes.
So I'm hopeful you can elaborate a bit on how, even though you are all in as a lacrosse player, how you've been able to balance what you need to do academically to make sure that you can graduate on time and you can put yourself in the position you want to be in to start your career, because ultimately that's what you're here for, right? To get a degree and get rolling with things post-grad.
Right. Again, I will say a lot of it is the family base that I have on my team. I look to people that have already graduated a lot for my biology major. I have a few friends that have graduated that were on the team, and now they're pre-med and stuff like that, but they've taken some of the classes that I've already taken that I've had a hard time with. And I reach out to them every so often, and they will help me and guide me in the right direction. I'm also very lucky to have the coach that I have. And although lacrosse is the priority, she also very much prioritizes us being students. And so she will work with us if we have to have meetings with our teachers or we have projects going on or whatever it may be. She's very forgiving when it comes to that stuff, just to make sure that we have everything nailed down. And if we need help, we can always go to her and ask for any resources that we may need along the way.
Maddie, I know you didn't start your career here in Berea, but we are awfully proud of what you've accomplished here, and glad that this has become an important place to you and a place that we feel you're giving your best effort, but it seems as though it's being reciprocated, the school giving back to you the same way.
Absolutely.
Thanks for spending some time with us. I hope it's a great start to the season. Would love to talk to you along the way this year as things continue to go well.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. We are very excited. I'm very excited.
All right. Good luck this year.
Thank you.
All right. Maddie Ray of our women's lacrosse team as the Yellow Jacket ladies get ready to rock and roll starting this weekend. It's a Saturday season start with the Center College Colonels